Tumungo sa Department of Labor and Employment ang mga manggagawang tinanggal at nanganganib matanggal para igiit ang kanilang seguridad sa trabaho. Hiningi nila ang masusing pag-review ng gobyerno sa lahat ng kaso ng malalaking tanggalan dahil marami rito ang gawa-gawa ang dahilan. ₱1,600 manggagawa ng Triumph tinanggal dahil sa biglaang pagsara ng planta. 5,000 manggagawa ng North Harbor ang tatanggalin dahil sa privatization. 3,000 manggagawa ng KFC tinanggal. Kinamit na batayan ang ginawang lie detector test. 3,000 manggagawa ang nanganganib ang trabaho dahil sa merger ng Pfizer at Wyeth. 8,000 manggagawa ang nanganganib ang trabaho dahil sa cost-cutting ng PAL. What are the ways toward achieving a good, secure, and purposeful job? We interviewed representatives of several government agencies in charge of facilitating education and employment in the country to see the steps they are taking to provide and ensure jobs and livelihood for the Filipino.
In the Philippines, we now have a trifocalized education system. The Department of Education is in charge of basic education. We have 2 other government agencies that are in charge of, you have the Commission on Higher Education, which is in charge of our tertiary education and universities. And we have TESDA, which is in charge of technical vocational education. Being involved in basic education, the Department of Education is not really that focused on providing specific skills. Our primary mission is to provide the basic skills, academic skills, and generic or life skills that would prepare our students for higher education and even for them to enter the world of work if they decide to do so after finishing high school. That means that we have to make sure that they have enough grounding in the basic subjects, English, science, and math in particular, and to provide them with life skills such as creative thinking, problem solving, communication, behavioral skills involved in dealing with people and the like. Communication is very important also. But that notwithstanding, we do have some specific, some programs that provide specific skills. We have 282 technical vocational high schools in the country. These are high schools that provide additional courses in certain specific skills. Many of these skills are skills that are required in manufacturing. We have programs in automotive, machinery, electrical, plumbing, carpentry, even in drawing. These are available in public high schools that are designated as vocational high schools. The TechVoc high schools that are run by DepEd are all free. So all the schools in DepEd are free. We also have a lot of what are called community-based centers. These are run by LGUs, and these offer very short courses. These are non-degree. These are courses that basically allow the participants to go into self-employment. And then we have private providers in the TVET. We call that TVET, Technical Vocational Education, in the TVET space.
We have a different perspective in TESDA. Generally speaking, collegiate education and even elementary education, they are more or less under that concept that, well, in elementary education, it's a mandatory requirement. It's a obligation of government. In college education, it's contractual. That's the prevailing theory, where anybody can go to a college institution or university, pay the fee, or if you're in government, pay a lesser fee, and they will give you what you're asking for. Whether or not that will land you a job is not necessarily an immediate issue, because the issue there is a contract of learning. We want to learn this particular course, then you pay it. There's a contract there. Whether you get to work or not is not the obligation of the institution. But in TESDA, it's different. When TESDA was created in 1994, the concept is a close coordination between industry and government. Therefore, our courses are geared, they are developed, and they are performed with the strong participation of industry. We can teach nursing aid or caregiving in a particular curriculum which is minimum. But if you go to a private authorized institution who will incorporate that basic minimum, they have so many add-ons such that you have to finish it for 2 years. But that's private. So in TESDA, we only give the minimum. Then after that, you are supposed to undertake an assessment. An assessment is equivalent to the PRC's regulation of giving an exam whether you pass or fail. In TESDA, it's either you are competent in a particular skill or capacity, or you fail it. There is no 75, 80, 85 grading. Unlike in the traditional schools, education that we have, you also have cum laude, magna cum laude, etc. Here, it's either you pass or fail. Either you're competent or not. There are pros and cons for that, but that's not perhaps our issue here. Our issue is how do we fill in the industry by structure. As I said, TESDA adheres to or is closely related to what industry requires. So that by itself alone, by the concept alone, it minimizes employment gaps, because we address ourselves to what the industry needs. So when a graduate comes out, he is assessed, he is certified, then in all likelihood, the employability rate is high, because the course that he undertook was a course that was envisioned, that was generated, that was contributed by government with private industry. So it's not so hypothetical, so out of touch to reality.
Our higher education system is characterized by too many institutions. Okay, so what we should do is manage the demand of the students and ensure that the supply will be managed as well by addressing the present number of higher education institutions. Okay, there lies the role of proper career guidance. Okay, and not only by the DepEd, we also have our own way, and the Department of Labor, so that we can do the more or less desirable amount of matching, level of matching between supply and demand. Basically, yung lopsidedness at yung problema natin ng matching at supply and demand is the taste and preferences of our parents and our students. Okay, so they end up, marami sa ating mga magka-degree lang.
Yeah.
Magka-degree lang, never mind what it is. Okay, kahit BSgen, AB, something. Okay, magka-degree lang. Dapat hindi ganoon. We should develop the sense of career ng mga bata in the early grades, and especially sa high school. But we do not have enough guidance counselors to do that. So I thought that all social studies teachers and homeroom students should have a sense of career orientation. They should know the situation of the labor market, So that even if we do not have enough guidance counselors in the high school and elementary, they will have more, better sense of what is actually needed and what we should encourage our students to embark on as a career. In CHED, in higher ed, guidance and counseling or career guidance or career orientation of the students should be done not only by the schools and but basically the media has a big role to play. That's why we want you to communicate to the parents, to the teachers who do not know any better sometimes because they do not know the situation in the labor market. First, inform the parents and the students kung anong uring institusyon ang pupuntahan ng kanilang mga anak. Kasi lalo sa probinsya, basta makapag-aral lang kahit saan. Kahit yung school yung katabi sa bungan o ano may iba yan. Hindi na naisip, basta magka-degree lang. So we have to know, there should be source of quality consciousness among parents and students. Problema, walang masyadong ganyan kasi nga magka-degree lang ang habol, magka-diploma lang. Okay, so what we are coming up with in the CHED is come up with a positive list of higher education institution, meaning we should inform the public which colleges and universities, private and public, deserve to be patronized because they comply with the standards of quality set by the technical panels of the CHED.
There is a general misperception in this country that it is the Department of Labor and Employment which creates employment. The government has no direct hand in creating jobs, except, of course, for those it employs in the bureaucracy. Like may vacancy sa DOLE, so there's a job for that. Or may public works project ng DPWH, so it will hire contractors who will hire people. The creation of jobs is the function of the private economy. So you put up a shop, you hire people. You have a little capital or a big capital, you hire people, so you create jobs. The role of the department really is to facilitate the conditions, make the conditions conducive for businesses to put up businesses so that they can hire more people. Of course, making the environment conducive for the creation of jobs means that we have to take the concerns of the unions and of the employers. So it's maintaining a great balancing act because each of these group in our society has its own concern. When we say employment facilitation, that means we are as much as possible making it very easy to match workers with jobs in the market. Ito yung kinakailangan talagang mga information na kailangan ng mga estudyante to plan their career choices. What do you want really for yourself? Technical vocational or college? Or 4-year or 5-year courses? If you decide on this one, what are your inclination? That's what the labor market is saying. Doon sa aming 101 career guide. It tells you kung what specific course you would like to take, how much that course will cost you, where are you going to take it, in what school na available, ano yung basic educational requirements, ano yung skills and competencies, magkano yung sweldo mo kung sakaling makaland ka sa job na yan, what are your career prospects of moving up in the career ladder, ano yung employment opportunities, gaano ba karami. People are not making wise decisions based on information available. So the remedy talaga is to deliver muna the correct information and then hoping that the people will use that information to decide making wise career decisions. For example, in the province, mahirap ang isang pamilya, nagsisikap na mapagtapos ang anak. Anak, kumuha ka ng kahit anong kurso. Basta may diploma ako, i-display sa tapat ng bintana para pag dumaan ng ating kapitbahay, makikita nila ako'y nagpagpatapos ng anak. Without thinking that the reason why they are studying is to recover the cost of investment of the parents and then later on land a job so that they will have a better life.
Yes.
So it's cultural. Now, how do we change that? The mindset. Makapagpatapos lang na kahit walang trabaho, okay lang. So, nakapagpatapos ng nurse, nandun naglalaba. How do we do that? We're doing it now through our network of guidance counselors nationwide. Kasi yung making a career choice is not made during enrollment time. It's made way before the student step his foot first on college. So, second year high school pa lang yan. Nag-iisip-isip na yan. So, what we're doing now is, through our guidance counselor, we are conducting a lot of guidance counseling sessions sa mga third year high schools. Ini-involve namin ang parents.
That's good.
Sinasabi namin sa aming mga magulang, kung gusto niyo tumino ang inyong kinabukasan, tulungan naman ninyo ang inyong mga anak. Alam namin kayo kung papaaral, pero tulungan nyo naman mag-decide ang inyong anak. Ito yung tamang kurso na sa namin tingin based on all of these factors that we have seen in your child or in your student or in your children. These are the kind of courses that you need to take so that after graduation, whether it's 4-year or 5-year course or whether it's technical or vocational, there is a small guarantee, however, that you will land. However small, there is a guarantee, however small, that after graduation or after finishing his technical or vocational course, may trabaho naman na babagsakan naman na. So we will be able to minimize the jobs and skills mismatch. You can access our website. Nandoon yung Jobs 2020 Project Jobs. The number one in jobs generator that these people, it's not the Dole, it's these people. The number one jobs generator that they foresee will be cyber services, agribusiness, everything in health and wellness. This will be key employment generator sectors. Mining, construction, banking and finance, manufacturing, ownership, dwellings and real estate. That's housing and hotels. Transport and logistics, wholesale and retail trade, and of course, overseas employment. So, in addition, yung Joint Foreign Chamber of Commerce and Industries in the Philippines, we call it JFCC, have a list of 4 big winners. Meaning to say, ito yung mga industries that will really create jobs in the next 10 years. Nandito din ang cyber services, agribusiness. What does this tell us? This tells us that in the next 10 years, the growth in jobs will be concentrated in the sectors. And if you are a job seeker, you better equip yourself with the skills and qualifications that will qualify you to any of the sectors. Yun ang isang malaking problema because we are producing graduates not geared towards those industry sectors. So, pumapasok dyan yung jobs mismatch. Graduate ng nursing, tapos walang trabaho sa nursing because it's not identified as a key employment generator. Although, key employment generator ang nursing pagdating sa overseas employment kasi kasama dun sa listahan ng overseas employment sector as one of the key generators kasi hindi mo naman mapigilan pa ang mga tao bumalik sa Pilipinas. So, in a broad stroke, that's an affirmative action that we do, and then we break this up to small programs and services, to specific, not small, but specific programs and services that will lead people to get qualifications and capabilities and skills that will land them jobs in these sectors. We have the skills registry system being now being implemented. what we're doing is that we're listing down all the people in specific barangays, kung ilan ang plumber, kung ilan ang lawyers, kung ilan ang accountants, kung ilan ang aeronautics, etc., kung ilan ang carpenters. This is a specific labor market information that we need in a national scope, which will guide investors to make investment decisions. That's the SRS, now in progress.
Indeed, information is one of the most powerful tools to make one's life better. Job security is more achievable through a tireless and objective assessment of one's God-given talents and inclinations, together with the programs that are readily available in our society that provide the bridges to employment.